CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. Your world delivered.
Our score after 20 minutes of play in San Antonio, Kansas leading Memphis by a score of 33-28. Welcome back, everyone, to our New York studios in AT&T at the half. I'm Greg Gumbel alongside Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. Let's start with the Memphis Tigers, down 5 after 20 minutes. Clark, what about them?
Well, you know what? They've knocked down a couple of threes. Between the teams, there have only been 4 three-point field goals made on 16 attempts, and Memphis has knocked down 3 of them. Derrick Rose had a tough first half, but here penetrates, kicks it out to Antonio Anderson, splashes the 3. Same thing, penetration by Rose and a 3 by Robert Dozier. Rebound by Rose, kick out. And CDR, who led the way with 13 for Memphis in that half, doing it. But on the other hand, 3 nice assists from Derrick Rose, but Kansas doing a really good job. We circled Derrick Rose here. He moves into that area where the arrow was pointing. Now watch the defensive work by Kansas. On the ball here, Sharon Collins, good double teaming help. Look where all of the blue shirts are. You've got everybody just about in the paint. I'm going to circle Mario Chalmers, who's going to anticipate this pass and come up with the steal. Rose had 3 assists, but he also had 4 turnovers and was not nearly as aggressive offensively as he's been in the past. This guy is simply buckets from everywhere, anytime, anywhere. Pull-up jumper, drive it to the rim, shoot the 3. Show him everything, CDR. You still got 20 minutes to go, though.
He does. He could use some help from his friend Derrick Rose, by the way, who I think is still possibly sick from that stomach virus. Kansas making its mark on the interior. Darrell Arthur leading the way. 10 points on 5 for 8 shooting. 24-8. Kansas outscoring them in the paint. Their frontline scoring is so far the difference in the game. They've been a little bit sloppy with the ball. We talked about that before the game. That's been the case in the past. But they also have 6 steals themselves, which is why Memphis is only leading them in points off turnovers 9-7, because they're doing a good job in transition defense. Even though Kansas is turning it over, they're getting back and not allowing easy baskets.
While we're on the Kansas Jayhawks, Seth, the story is out there about Bill Self's alma mater, Oklahoma State, and trying to get him to come back home. What do you think?
Well, the Kansas athletic director, Lou Perkins, I think has known for a while that Oklahoma State was going to come at Bill Self with a lot of money. What I expect to happen is Bill's going to renegotiate his deal at Kansas. Only makes about $1.4 million, probably going to bump that up to 2 point something. I think Bill Self wants to stay at Kansas, but it will take a new deal. And if that happens, Oklahoma State sets its sights on Billy Gillispie of Kentucky.
All right, thanks, Seth. Meanwhile, the women's NCAA championship game is set for tomorrow night on ESPN. Stanford will take on defending national champion Tennessee. Coming up, the presentation of the AT&T Naismith Player of the Year Award, plus North Carolina head coach Roy Williams will join us live right after this.
Sun been down for days, a pretty flower in a vase, a slipper by the fireplace, a cello light.
A 5-star crash test rating and the security of OnStar, because safety should last a lifetime. The all-new Chevy Malibu, built to last, built to love.
We represent the Coke brand. We would like to sue Coca-Cola Zero
for taste infringement.
I'm an immigration lawyer.
We feel that your expertise might be able to be a way to think outside the box.
I think, personally, not that speaking outside the box, and I hate that kind of language. I deal with families and things, and I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Now that I think of it, Ron, the head of the Coke Zero team's Canadian. Could we have him deported?
Da 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 da.
I'd like a place where I can entertain the ladies. This is so not right.
Do you want some tea?
No.
Now's a great time to buy a home. RE/MAX.com shows you all the listings in thousands of cities and towns, so you can find your perfect place. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
When the Survivor tribes merge, new rivals emerge.
Being able to dominate Ozzy will be one of the highlights of the game.
James finds a new source of protein.
The bad is good like a juicy rabbit.
And with the tide rising,
who wants immunity the most?
How long could you hold your breath? New Survivor, CBS Thursday.
That's my partner. He's lost a lot of blood. We need to know his next of kin.
A new Without a Trace, Thursday on CBS.
There's nothing like March Madness. I love this time of year.
Ah, it's the best. Say, and good move sending the girls to the spa.
Isn't March Madness great? Love it.
It really is great.
Rules of Engagement returns CBS next Monday.
You might want to pay attention to the little piggy that had roast beef. Whoopsie.
Welcome back, everyone, as we continue on AT&T at the half. In San Antonio last night, the AT&T Naismith Trophy for the Men's College Basketball Player of the Year was presented to Tyler Hansbrough of North Carolina, who led the ACC in scoring and rebounding. David Christopher, AT&T Chief Marketing Officer Wireless, made the presentation.
AT&T is proud to be an NCAA corporate champion. We're pleased to once again join the Atlanta Tip-Off Club in presenting the most prestigious award in college basketball, the 2008 Naismith Trophy.
You know, I feel very honored to get this award. I'd like to thank my family, my mom and dad, 2 brothers, Ben and Greg. Also my teammates, they've been a big part of my success. My coaches at North Carolina really helped me. Thank you.
We send our congratulations out to Tyler Hansbrough on his outstanding season as he joins a long line of great winners of this historic award. Joining us now live from San Antonio is North Carolina head coach Roy Williams. And Roy, we got a shot of you in the stands there in the first half, and you know we've got a Jayhawk on that shirt underneath that jacket there with over 400 of your career wins at Kansas. I guess you never really leave a program behind that you've been a part of, huh?
No, you really don't, and I've got at least 9 former players that are here tonight pulling for their school, and so if I hadn't given them 15 years, just the relationship with those players, I like John Calipari, I've got no problem there, but you have to pull for somebody, and I'm pulling for the Jayhawks.
Give us your opinion on what's going on in the first half there. Anything take you by surprise?
No, not really. It's 2 great defensive teams, great athleticism and quickness. I think Kansas is getting more loose balls, and Kansas is really hurting them inside. To me, Memphis is not getting much scoring inside, and Kansas is so versatile. They can hurt you from the outside, inside. They can play slow. They can play fast. I just think right now that last 2.5 minutes of the first half that gave them the 5-point lead will probably give them a little more motivation too. But I said about a month ago I thought they were the best team. They have no weaknesses.
Coach, let's go back about 48 hours when your team faced this Kansas team. I read some comments from your players. They felt they came out too casual. Know that you felt as though you guys weren't quite as prepared as you wanted to be. Have you had a chance to think about what you might have done differently if you could rewind the clock a little bit?
Well, Clark, there's no question you think about what you could have done differently, and yet when I went back, everything we did in the pregame, everything we did in our preparation is exactly like we've always done, and I just wonder if maybe we were satisfied with making the Final Four because of the huge disappointment of last year of losing and not making the Final Four, and we had the game in hand, but who knows? I know that I'd try to change everything right now if I knew it would make a difference, but all of our preparation was exactly like it had been all year. And every team I've ever had in big games has really come out with a great deal of intensity, but we didn't do that, and Kansas hit us right in the mouth, and then we panicked a little bit, but we made a great run, just couldn't get over the hump.
Roy, as Greg just announced, Tyler Hansbrough won the Naismith Award for National Player of the Year. I think that's actually a clean sweep of all the National Player of the Year awards. So for all the Tar Heel fans who are watching this right now, do you expect him to be back in Chapel Hill next year?
You know, Seth, I have no idea. I'm going back early tomorrow, and we'll sit down and talk this week, and now I'll start my process of visiting with the NBA people. I always get the opinions of at least 10 different teams, their general manager, coaches, player personnel, or whatever, and then I'll present that to Tyler and then let him make the decision, and I'll support whatever it is.
So, Roy, as a former Kansas coach, put your hat on for just this one time, and if you were the coach of Kansas, give me a sense of maybe an adjustment or two that you might make at this halftime.
Well, Chris Douglas Roberts has really had a good first half. You'd try to do a little bit better job on him, but I think I don't have the stats to know, but I got to think that Memphis did not shoot a very good percentage, so I think I'd congratulate them on what we've done and say we're 20 minutes away from accomplishing something that you'll remember for the rest of your lives, and you'll have a dream come true in 20 more minutes.
Well, Coach, since we talked Kansas, how about putting your hat on the Memphis sideline now? What is John Calipari doing with his team?
Well, I'd sort of turn it around. I'd say, hey, guys, we've been down before, and I assume Memphis has. I know at least one game because they had one loss, but we've been down before. We have 20 minutes to turn this thing around. I've never lost a game in the first half, never won a game in the first half, and I'd try to be very positive with them at this time of the year. All the teams in the Final Four are usually fantastic teams, and you just got to get some breaks and make some shots. But I do think Memphis has got to get some inside scoring.
Roy, you know, we know you're a little disappointed that you're not out there tonight, but congratulations on a great, great season, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks very much, guys. It does hurt, but I had a great group of kids that took me for a wonderful ride.
All right, thanks, Coach. And thank you for joining us here on AT&T at the Half. Jim and Billy are back with the second half of the National Championship game after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the Half. Your world.
What you can see here is a lack of activity, more so than what he is shooting. He's got to get the ball in his hands. I think the adjustment for him is not to set screens. Let him operate in the open territory. Look at these Kansas baskets made. Wow, this goes to show you, we talked about that four-headed monster. Kansas done a great job getting that ball inside, not relying on what has been their Achilles heel in their losses, which is outside three-point shooting.
And the in-game box score, powered by CBS College Sports Network, the 24-hour college sports channel from CBS Sports. Darrell Arthur leading the way for Kansas with 10 points, but Chalmers with 7 points and 3 steals, and Memphis with 5 straight 50 trips to close out that first half.
And Jim, we talked about the versatility and depth of this Kansas team. 7 different players have led them in scoring in a game. 7 different players have led them in rebounding in a game. What they have right now is an 8-0 lead with bench scoring. A big, big advantage for Kansas.
It's the first time Memphis has trailed in the second half of the NCAA tournament.
And the 2 championships that Kansas has won, in 52 they had a big lead over St. John's, and remember it was 50-50 for that Kansas-Oklahoma special game that Danny Manning pulled off.
Never forget it, 20 years ago tonight, Rose gives it up to Dozier and the dunk.
And there it was, Rose making his move without a solid screen. Nice job by Anderson.
Forcing the turnover right off the leg of Chalmers. Memphis, with that field goal, breaks a 5-minute and 21-second drought back to the first half.
Jackson wasn't thinking. Chalmers didn't come back hard to the ball. Nice job by Anderson.
At 50-50 halftime in 88, Billy, was the 50th Final Four on top of it.
That's right. And you know what I said? There's no way Kansas can win a game against Oklahoma playing at that pace. They came out the second half and continued right on going.
83-79. They got Danny Manning, of course, on the bench here tonight. Ball gets away. Nice touch by Kansas on the backcourt, but only 12 on the shot clock.
All in the hands of the right guy.
There he is, over to Dozier. 5 now on the clock. Anderson on the wing. And what a start to the half for Memphis. They tie the game with the first 5 of the half.
You know, Jim, he's like the quiet assassin. You know, everybody else gets all the credit, but he comes up with big steals, big defensive plays, as we saw against Texas. And against Michigan State, where he just was the shutdown man.
So really the first time down the floor for the Jayhawks after 5 points by the Tigers unanswered. Chalmers, and he's hacked in the paint by Anderson. We're going to say he was in the act of shooting, too. Tomorrow on CBS, NCIS is new again. Mark Harmon is back, and it's tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on CBS. Chalmers to the line. He had a 30-point outburst in the Big 12 title game victory over Texas. Anderson now has 2 on the Memphis side, so there are a number of Memphis Tigers with 2 fouls. Dozier, Dorsey, Anderson, and Taggart. Hits them both.
Young man from Alaska. Remember Trajan Langdon, the great Alaskan player that went to Duke. So kind of interesting to see 2 guys that get an opportunity to Final Four play out of Alaska.
That's Anderson and going to the line for the lead.
Good cut by Anderson. Good feed on the inside. Conference USA all defensive player, but Jim, solid in every respect. His biggest game in his career, scoring-wise, he was 11 for 13 as a freshman, 32 against Cincinnati. But think about him as an overall player. 105 assists, 59 turnovers as a freshman. Comes right back as a sophomore. 130 assists and 50 turnovers. You'd never think of him as being that kind of a 2-to-1 assist ratio ball handler.
Biggest thing he ever did, though, was hit 2 free throws here at the Alamo Dome last year with 3 seconds to go in the Sweet 16 to beat Texas A&M by 1. He hits the free throw there for the 3-point play and a 1-point Memphis advantage. Their first lead since 26-24.
Kansas not going back inside. It was what really started them in good shape in this ball game. There it is.
Down low. And Arthur. He went to the other side to create some space.
I was wondering if John Calipari would start with a little zone here in the second half just to see how Kansas would adjust. He decided to stay with the man-to-man. This team is playing extremely well in it.
Another inside basket by Kansas. The Jayhawks have hit only 1 3 in the game. That by Chalmers.
Beautiful step out.
Dozier passes up the 3. That shot blocked.
That was rushed and got a piece of it.
Back out Anderson. Douglas Roberts.
This is that penetrating kick offense. Terrific defense by Rush.
Box out by Jackson to keep Dorsey away.
Rush is staying right with Roberts.
Chalmers takes the shot, drives. No foul call.
Got some numbers here.
He takes middle. Dishes Douglas Roberts. Dozier. Dozier a second time. No whistle. And Jackson wrestles for it. Here comes Kansas with the numbers. Chalmers with a 3 on the wing. That's wide and long.
And coming right back the other way.
Anderson looking back for Rose, who wants it with a burst. And a lob. And the lead.
And you know what? Dorsey took the ball out of the basket there and held it. Gave a chance for all of his teammates to get back on defense. Not supposed to do that, but he got away with it. And he's smiling right now.
Very mischievous grin on his face. This Rush is fouled on the outside. No basket.
Boy, this was just great action. Beautiful lob that time without drawing the charge. See, Dorsey, he catches the ball, walks with it up court a little bit, and gives his team a chance to go back court on defense. That was some sequence. A lot of energy expended, Jim, on those 3 up and downs on the court.
Douglas Roberts whistled for his first. And not a shooting situation. Again, that was not a main basket. It was outside, so they inbound it back out to Rush. Back and forth we go in this half. Kansas coming back, and Kahn on the collision with it. I believe it's Dorsey.
Yeah, a little pick and roll. Kahn doing a nice job aggressively getting himself in position to get that pass.
Number 3 on Joey Dorsey.
And
he says, bring on Taggart.
Yeah, and you know what? I think John Calipari has got to go some zone here. He's got to protect a lot of time here. 16:07. And he's going to give Dorsey some heat over there. He just likes to holler at the big guy, but you can't fault him for his effort right here.
Again, the foul was before the shot. Robinson got some freedom, and he makes the basket to put Kansas up 39-38. First 2 of the game.
Surprised Dorsey with that pullback layup. Surprise Anderson, rather. He's asking for a screen.
It's Taggart. Rose with 3 on the shot clock. Tough shot. And it's off the rim. Still looking for his first points in almost a half of action. And taken away. Douglas Roberts. Reach in. That was the quick hands of Robinson. He's going to stay with Memphis. But it saved the breakaway.
Isn't it amazing how Robinson and Chalmers can get down so low to make those steals?
Kansas and a wild start to the second half.
From the book of Carr, this is the story of Pontiac G8 and the BMW 5 Series and the knockdown, drag-out brawl between the two. Oh, ha-ha, Pontiac and the BMW? Pontiac's got no chance, silly storyteller, right? Wrong. Sure, the BMW 550i costs a lot more, but at 5.3 seconds, the G8 GT is faster 0 to 60 and has more power. But cry not for the BMW, because this guy and his 5 Series and shiny girlfriend and accessorized Chihuahua cries not for you. Not a single tear, Spartacus. But inside, the BMW is like a spacious penthouse suite. Oh, wait. Oh, great. The G8 has more legroom, shoulder room, and overall passenger room. Bam. 3 shots to the grill. Or the grill of our suddenly second fiddle BMW. Does this G8 have no respect for a staid premium automobile? Does it not also carry gray poupon? Sure, it's trimmed in fine leather, but it moves too fast for any mustard exchange, with a lower profile and a wider stance than the BMW. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's sporting a red Dart, a fat exhaust, and he starts under 30 grand. 8 versus 5, Pontiac versus BMW. Haha, right? Wrong. Pontiac G8.
Every day, millions of people choose to do the right thing. There's an insurance company that does that too. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This place is great.
Oh, see what I see? Yeah, we're gonna send her a plate of bacon.
Bacon? Oh, it's a little too aggressive. Let's send her a cheese omelet.
No, an English muffin. It's more proper.
What about a hot cinnamon roll?
Cinnamon roll? Well, that's something you send your sister. I'm gonna send her some bacon.
Compliments of those guys. Oh, yogurt.
Check out the new hot bar in town, the Holiday Inn Express Hot Breakfast Bar.
See, you guys don't know anything about women.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom. We can go home.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Getting a scholarship with 0 skills, about as unbelievable as getting real Coke taste and 0 calories. Win a $25,000 scholarship from Coke Zero at mycokerewards.com. We've already had 4 lead changes here in the second half alone. And the Memphis fan section with the city legend Penny Hardaway. He's been here all weekend cheering on his school.
Yeah, he said if I had some teammates like this, I'd have been in some Final Fours.
That's Robinson tapping it in the air and will stay with the Tigers.
Rose taking him down inside, but I still think if you're John Calipari, you've got to get Rose the ball at the top of the key, get him more involved in the offense without the screens, because he's being double teamed by good big men every time there's a solid screen coming. Here's the screen, watch the hedge, now he's double teamed. Takes the ball out of his hands.
Kansas adjusting magnificently. 5 seconds to go, shot clock. Rose. Douglas Roberts to Dozier. 1 second. Beautiful move. In time, but no, it's long. And Kahn coming in with some aggression for the rebound.
Bill Self going with the experienced man tonight, and Kahn delivering as he has throughout this tournament.
With the tough pass. Taken away. Here comes Rose. Will he score at long last? No, it rattles out.
Kahn got a piece of that.
Rush tips it over to Robinson. Bounce pass ahead. Collins had it on his hip. No call. Rush has to adjust. And Kansas will settle in with a set play.
Jim, there should have been walking on that play. Collins had that ball carried in on his hip with a step.
Now Arthur. Back out Collins. Kahn is open. Dozier was on the deck for a second. The hook. Strong. Arthur, second tip. No! They missed 3 close-range shots.
Anderson trying to take it all the way. Good job.
There'll be a foul call against Collins. Thursday on CBS, don't miss a riveting new episode of TV's most watched drama, CSI. It's Thursday at 9, 8 Central on CBS.
Jim, so much has been written about this Vance Wahlberg created offense that John Calipari used. Wahlberg developed it when he had, remember Chris Hernandez that played at Stanford? He was in high school. The offense was developed around him with a good penetrating ability and then kicking out. And that really helped Anderson on that play because he knew how to drive between 2 people on the move.
Chalmers back, Jackson back. That foul was on Collins, who's still on the floor with 2 fouls, that's all. One more for Anderson, this one to tie the game. Long. And It rattles out, tipped over to Jackson. Taggart had a play on that, but was unable to collect it. So 0 for 2 that time.
Those shots did not go up there very soft.
Wanted to come out. Second screen, now Collins. Jackson baseliner. Gets the roll off the rim. And off the glass. He had a big second half against North Carolina. Had 10 of his 12 against the Tar Heels after the intermission.
Jim, we talked about lead changes. In that North Carolina game, there were 0 lead changes.
Well, Kansas never trailed. And Douglas Roberts working on Rush.
Nice body movement there. He knocked Rush out of the way.
Enough to get the space for the open shot. Over the top they go. Jackson again gets the roll off the rim.
What the Kansas big men have been taught so well to do is to hold their position so there is space between themselves and the basket on those lobs.
It's something, isn't it? You had it with the shot chart. All of these baskets by Kansas, close range.
That's why I'm wondering why John Calipari isn't showing a little zone just to see what Kansas would do from the outside.
Douglas Roberts back out to Rose with 10. Rose with 3 points on the night. 1 for 6 from the floor. Anderson.
Rose is a great player, but he's got to learn that he's being too easy to guard tonight by giving up the ball when there's no pressure on him.
Collins driving on him. Puts up a wild shot. And it's Memphis clearing.
Good crossover dribble.
Takes off this time, and he's in the books with a basket.
Like
first time since 16 and a half minutes left in the first half.
He has to learn to be tough to guard, keep the ball in his hands. Some nights you can be too unselfish.
Double team on Collins. Tough pass, Kahn can't get it. Memphis with big numbers. Douglas Roberts. And from behind it's Chalmers who saves the 3-on-1.
Not only should have been called for a foul there. Got by with it.
It'll be Memphis ball out of the break. And again, it's only a 1-point game and a tight one in Texas.
300 horsepower is fast. 400 will take your breath away. That's why we gave it 451. The C63 AMG. The C-Class, now in its most potent form ever.
Do you think that we, as the Coke brand, would have a case against the Coke Zero brand for taste infringement? What's your specialty?
I am in real estate law.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Let's say this is a property, an architectural. It's been it's made a landmark. Next door, somebody buys the lot. They build an eerily similar house. What can we do there? Let's put on the lawyer pants and walk down that path.
Da 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 da.
March isn't the only month for madness.
When it happens, I'm 100% there.
State Farm, proud partner of the NCAA basketball tournament.
Ball, please.
Take, he's got it.
Yes! Yes! Hey, let's order a pizza. Make it a thin crust. You got it.
Hello?
Yeah, we'd like a large thin crust pizza.
Ralph?
Exactly. And you know what? Make it the way I like it. Loaded with mozzarella and toppings.
You know I hate when you do this.
Wonderful. And another thing, make it snappy because we're starving, right, boys?
Ralph.
Chop, chop.
For fresh baked pizza today, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Hey, great pizza, Ralph. Who delivered?
That'd be me.
Hello. Welcome to Lowe's. Grills? Sure. I think you're a big eater, am I wrong? We have got a great selection of outdoor furniture. Go ahead, sniff it. Oh, I see you're looking at the Trex.
You got everything you need?
I'll take that as a yes.
Time to come out of hibernation and head over to Lowe's for all your outdoor living needs.
Oh, hey, Steve. Yeah, got it all at Lowe's. How do you like your steak?
Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Rare.
Jim Nance with Billy Packer, and what's the story of the game to this point, Billy?
Well, this inside dominance by Kansas, not only scoring but rebounding. The only game Memphis lost all year long. They were out-rebounded in the same kind of a flow of game by Tennessee, 50-34. Now, on the other side, the games, and I pointed this out early, that Kansas has played poorly in and lost, are games they don't shoot well from the three-point line. They are 1 for 7 tonight. So we've got a tight game because both teams, when they have had problems, are having problems in those areas.
The entire second half has been played within a 6-point range. Kansas leading by as much as 5. Memphis with a couple of brief 1-point leads, trying to go back in front on this possession. That ball off the foot of Douglas Roberts, who tried to save it. It'll go to Kansas.
Well, I'm going to start giving some credit to the Kansas defenders. They have taken away Rose's ability to take that ball and penetrate down the center where he is so successful. I said he's been too easy to guard, but maybe it's because the guys are just too good on defense.
Rush has not taken a shot in this half, and he's not on the floor right now.
I'm going to give some credit to Chris Douglas Roberts on that one, Jim. He's really been a shutdown man.
Chalmers backs off the defender and hits the jumper.
Well, we've seen it on both ends of the court, creating a little space by a little push-off.
11 for Chalmers.
Not much movement by Memphis right now, and John Calipari says, are they playing us a zone?
Trying to read it out high was Rose. Robinson defending. They triple team him. Douglas Roberts gave it up quickly. Back to Rose baseline, and he's got another basket.
There's that power move inside. Maybe giving Kansas a little bit too much respect.
That's Robinson. Jackson. Dorsey tried to draw the charge.
Oh, that could have been a big one. Dorsey just has to play with his feet now. He can't be reaching.
Alex, nifty dribbling. Kahn. He's coming back out with it with under 10 on the shot clock. Now Collins has to put up the three. It's a long one. And Dorsey plucks it almost off the rim.
And Jim, give Anderson some credit, getting a hand up in the face to alter that jump shot.
Kansas now 1 of 8 from behind the arc. Kansas will be bringing back Rush and Arthur on the next whistle. Calipari barking out signals. A man who took this program in year 8 at Memphis to the Final Four, like he did at UMass in year 8. And a whistle outside. Kansas wanted a travel call, but it's going to be a foul on the Jayhawks instead. And here are the Kansas players inside.
Well, blocking the ball to the defensive end and then feeding extremely well and scoring in the paint. They have controlled the paint offensively.
Kahn picks up the foul as you see Arthur back in. Arthur with a big night tonight. At 12 points. And another Chalmers steal.
So quick with the hands.
Now 4 for the game. Rush dribbles past Dorsey and banks it home.
Dorsey had no chance there. He should have backed up and just let him take that jump shot.
Rush's first points of the half.
Good recognition by Rush. Now let's take a look at this. It looks like they're playing the zone. You don't see many cutters. They are playing the zone. First time tonight. Maybe even a box-on-one on Chris Douglas Roberts. He's over in the corner, but he's not moving, so you can't tell. That's what it is, a box-and-one.
As we move under 9 minutes on the night, we try to identify the nation's best. Dozier, whistle, basket counts, and he can tie it at the line.
That was Chalmers playing box-and-one on Chris Douglas Roberts, and Memphis did a terrific job recognizing what the defense was. There's the zone, 4 men in a box. Rose does a great job finding the opening.
And a second foul on Kahn. On a night when we showed you statistically how these two teams match up so evenly, just fractions apart. Two coaches who really got their starts as volunteer assistants at Lawrence, Kansas. Both men had, in fact, met their wives in, of all places, Lawrence, Kansas. So many similarities right down the line. With their teams, with their families, with their careers.
And both owe a lot to Larry Brown in Lawrence, Kansas.
Left-handed hook, no, for Kahn. Both in their first championship game appearance.
All right, let's see the defense right now. It is. It's a box and one, trying to take Chris Douglas-Roberts' offense away. Chalmers is on it.
Rose, three. He's warming up. Look out.
Now, what is so great about that in the last two possessions, John Calipari's team did a great job recognizing the defense that was being played and took advantage.
Now with 7.5, 10 on the night, and Memphis with the lead.
Hey, Mark. The perfect combination of taste and refreshment. We've been expecting. Where am I? Beer heaven.
Only one beer is good enough for beer heaven. Miller Lite, the ultimate light beer.
Can you see it? It's your commute. Your way of life. Here, more than 28,000 feet below the surface, setting half a dozen world records for technological innovation, without a single safety or environmental incident. As the world demands more energy, we attempt the extraordinary to power the world right now. This is the power of human energy.
Here comes, come on, you guys, ready, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Every day, millions of people choose to do the right thing. There's an insurance company that does that too. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual Insurance.
There's been speculation that I was a superhero. I'm just not the hero type. Clearly. 2 vodka martinis. Make them dirty. Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. Rated PG-13.
We gave the C-Class high-strength steel reinforcements. Improved aerodynamics, top and bottom. And 100 years of racing heritage only we can provide. You may not see all that went into making the C-Class, but you will feel it. The C-Class starts at $32,425. Test drive one today.
Jim, Chris Douglas-Roberts over here in the corner. Now look at the Kansas players. They're playing in a box here defensively, so they're trying to take him out of the ball game. But what happened, Memphis realized what the defense was and did a terrific job playing and getting the ball in the middle, not worrying about it. Jump shots available, hit down inside. 2 really good possessions against that box and one.
After the Kansas timeout, we've had 8 changes of the lead tonight, 5 in this half alone. And Memphis with the lead after the Rose 3.
Again, Kansas has had problems from the three-point line tonight. Tremendous inside, nothing outside. Steps or a push.
No, it's going to be a trip on Douglas-Roberts. And that's the under 8 timeout. So second on CDR. Kansas will inbound after the break.
Justice room, wall-to-wall in teal.
Exactly.
And you know, if you got a little extra carpet lying around, there might be a little something extra. For you, honey.
I'll see what I have.
Hey, you're home early. What do you think?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Very easy, honey. Ah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm Chuck's phone. Chuck can't answer right now because Chuck's an idiot. He doesn't have AT&T, so he's got 0 bars in here. But by all means, keep calling about those NCAA Final Four tickets you just won. We'll just keep on shooting tiny hoops with the townies.
Teardrops! It's falling! It's like the weatherman!
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
Look at him! He's everywhere! He's a machine!
Buy one exclusive slider for only $29.99 and get one free.
Your love for car has never been more real. Introducing the first ever Pontiac G8 GT, the most powerful car under 30 grand.
Some agents are charming. Some are talented.
Wow.
But only one is just plain smart.
What was that?
I cramped up.
Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, Dwayne Johnson.
Is this your stapler? Yeah.
Is that the chief?
Yes, it is.
Sorry about that, chief.
He can't hear you, Max.
Get Smart, rated PG-13, starts June 20th.
Tonight on The Late Show, don't miss Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, plus the Tunnels from American Chopper and Dave's incredible ride down Broadway tonight.
Don't forget, coming up this week, exclusive coverage of Amen Corner Live and 15 and 16 Live. Bonus coverage of the entire field with Masters Extra at cbssports.com/MastersLive and Masters.org. Is this going to be a big week for the Tigers? Memphis and Woods? Well, this young man, Derrick Rose, talking to John Calipari, he's starting to warm up in this second half. Coach Cal had read an article recently on Tiger about his God-given talents, his mental toughness, how he wants to be in that last group the last day with the last putt to win. And he handed it over to Derrick Rose and said, "This is my vision of you. You could be the Tiger of basketball." He's starting now to warm up here as Memphis has come back in this half to lead by a couple. Kansas had a tough time getting the ball inbounds.
And Jim, you notice why he's loosening up is they're not setting screens for him anymore. They're letting him just drive on his own. Nice steal.
That was Anderson reaching in. Kansas almost able to get it right back. But again, it's Rose. Pull-up shot, and he's good again.
Again, he's keeping the ball in his hands now, becoming difficult to guard.
That's Rose for a dozen tonight. 12 and 9 in this half.
And what that will do is take him out of the box and one as well. Maybe they'll go back to what Southern Cal did and play a triangle and two and try to stop Chris Douglas Roberts and Rose. Pretty effective to Tim Floyd's club earlier in this year.
Willie Dorsey is coming back in. He's raising his arms, looking over at the Memphis fan base, saying, "Keep it going." You can relive the entire tournament with NCAA March Madness on demand. Watch game highlights, buzzer beaters, or replay any game in its entirety, all free at the new NCAA.com. Memphis is on a 7-0 run right now with 7 minutes to play. Collins, Kansas needs it from the outside. Can't get it. Tipped out by Arthur.
Jim, what I said earlier, in their 3 losses, Kansas 12 for 45 from 3, that's 26%. In their wins against those same teams, 26 for 48, making 54%. Tonight, they have not been able to do anything. They are 1 for 9 from 3.
They take Collins out, Robinson in. Robinson draws the assignment again on Rose.
And they're back to a straight man-to-man now.
Tigers getting more confident by the minute, particularly this young man who throws it back out to Douglas Roberts. To take Robinson.
See, no screens. He's so much more effective when there are no screens.
Tipped over to Robinson. Kansas now has gone cold at this end of the floor. They need to snap out of it. Rush with 1 basket and a half.
He would normally be the man to get some shots, but Chris Douglas Roberts is right in his face.
Reach in on Douglas Roberts. That's his 3rd.
He was mad at himself, man. He was playing good defense and didn't need the reach.
Kansas has gone scoreless here the last 3 minutes. And Willie Kemp is going to come in. Douglas Roberts with the 3. They'll sit him down.
Jim, I think this is 1.5 minutes is all we're going to see him sitting on that bench.
puts Anderson now shifting over to rush.
Well, that's not much of a drop-off defensively because Anderson's got good size.
And Kent comes right in. Pulls off the pillar. Here it is, Dozier, too high. And last touch by Memphis.
You know what was the problem with the lob there? He didn't have a good angle. This is a tough ball to catch when you don't have an angle of 45 degrees to come in on that from the wing. Tough one to catch and put away.
6 minutes to go. The Jayhawks must come back. They've had no answers at this end now for almost 4 minutes. For Chalmers, missing the short shot, tipped over to Memphis.
They can pick up his dribble. Nice smart play by Rose. You know what? There was nothing there. He's got a little bit of a working margin. Why make a bad play?
There's a mismatch. Kent and Arthur. They'll shift back into their matchups with Arthur on Dozier.
Just sloppy here.
And Kent took it away from Rose for a second. Now Rose with 5 on the shot clock. He's got Jackson on him. He's going to step back, take the 3. Chasing it down, it's Dozier. They get a new 35. Rose in the lane, and yes!
How often do we see that young man use his upper body to shield the defender and then clear a space for his own shot? Not many guards can do that.
Timeout, Kansas. Behind Derrick Rose. Memphis has rallied.
Welcome to Lowe's. How can I help you today?
Just a sec.
We need lots of flowers. Well, let's get started.
Welcome back spring at Lowe's with our huge selection of your area's plants and flowers, all with our 1-year plant guarantee. Lowe's, let's build something together.
There's your reset. And the arrow belongs to Kansas. Rose is going to the line. He's got 14, 11 in this half.
Jim, look at how he uses that body basically to take on the defensive push against him and then clears space for his own shot.
All in the last 7 minutes.
And Rose and Douglas Roberts against UCLA, 11 for 12 from the foul line and 9 for 11 from the foul line.
Those two shot all of their free throws in the game on Saturday. Just the 2 players, 20 out of 23 combined.
Now telling people to get away. Let's see if he puts the ball on the floor.
Biggest lead of the game for either side. Collins, he wanted a foul, and he was able to squeeze the shot between 2 players.
He's a tough man to guard with all his strength. Doesn't have the size of Rose, but has the power.
Bangs his fist against his own chest and hollers at his teammates, let's go.
He said Chris Douglas Roberts would be out for a minute and 30 seconds. He was right back in here.
John Calipari telling his team, imploring his team to have more fun than any other squad in this tournament. I want people to watch across the country and say they're having fun like no one else. It's your time, he told them. We'll see if the last 4:20 will prove it's their time. Tapped out by Arthur.
Well, you remember the last time they played in the championship game, somebody's time was called Bill Walton with a 21 out of 22 game. So
that was 35 years ago, right. 1973. Memphis with Larry Finch going to the finals. We got 3 on the shot clock. Rose.
Gotta get the shot up quick.
Over Jackson. Banks it home. There is the shot of the tournament.
I don't know if he called bank on that one because Jackson's hand was right in his face. He had to alter the shot.
Puts him up 8. That's a wrenching moment for Kansas.
Kansas still trying to go inside. They got to be thinking about how to get some 3-point shots.
On the baseline. First the foul outside. 13-2 stretch here for the Tigers. Absolutely brilliant.
It wasn't that the H's felt unappreciated. That's not why they left their homes. skipped out on dictionaries, alphabets, and headlines.
H, please.
They simply found a better place to live. The power of H. The Lexus Hybrids.
It's easy to feel like you're on the same team when you stay at Sheraton. Starwood preferred guests earn star points regardless of what team they root for, so everybody wins.
New degree men. Absolute protection applied. Meeting in 3 minutes. Meeting in 2 minutes.
The new Absolute Protection line by Degree Men. Future-ready protection.
All right, international shipping. Well, let's say you have your product ready to ship to your customers around the world.
Necesito mi paquete por la mañana. Early morning, please.
Wow, sounds like they all want their shipments at different times. Okay, if you ship with UPS, you can get your product to them exactly when they want it.
Gracias.
It's not international shipping, it's international shipping options with UPS.
Perfecto, exactamente lo que
I think they're happy.
Thank you.
Even stars have dreams. Can a boxing champion become a rap artist? A country superstar become a stand-up comic? A child star make it as a circus performer? And a Star Trek legend become a country singer? Your vote decides who wins and who shouldn't quit their day job. Secret Talents of the Stars premiere CBS Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Everybody out of the building!
A CSI's life goes up in flames.
Fire may have been a cover-up for murder.
All new CSI New York, CBS Wednesday.
The shot by Rose is being reviewed, which is allowable in college basketball. It looks now like it's a 2. Look at his left foot.
Yeah, Jim, I think it's definitely a 2. As he creates his leap, he is inside the three-point line. I realize as he ends up on the other side, it's got to be a 2-point shot, not a 3.
Well, they first reviewed it, called it a 3, and then they re-huddled. Ed Corbett called the other 2 officials over, Hightower and Cowell, and they changed it after reviewing it again throughout that break. And it's ruled only a 2. They've knocked the point off the board. 7-point Memphis lead.
That's the correct call. Jim, we talked about all year long the year of the freshman. Of course, we've had freshmen of impact in the Final Four. Arnie Farron, 1944.
Outstanding player.
Okay.
Just went into the College Basketball Hall of Fame with you this week. Congratulations.
Purvis Ellison. How about that one? And then Carmelo Anthony. So there have been 3 freshmen that have been the MOP of this tournament. We've got number 23 out there making a pretty good case.
Real good case. He has scored Memphis's last 10 points. Rush. It's the easy one.
I really like what John Calipari did defensively there. He's packing it back in and saying, hey, look, this team has not done anything from the three-point line. Let's not give them anything inside. John Calipari, who took Massachusetts to the Final Four and a #1 ranking there and has taken Memphis to a #1 ranking in the Final Four. The only man ever to take non-BCS conference schools, 2 of them, to a Final Four.
Pretty good stuff. That was the 4th on Dorsey, Billy, and you saw him go to the bench. Arthur.
Yeah, but he's going to the bench. He got 3:36 to go. So basically, unless this game can get to be an overtime, that shouldn't be a factor.
Two for 2, Darrell Arthur. 5-point game.
Oh, and look at what Kansas does. Kansas, in effect, they go into a 1-2-2 zone, and they put Rush out on the top to take away what Rose has been doing to him. This is a nice move here by Bill Self. Feels he has enough time. He doesn't have to steal the ball. Rush is a big man out there at the top of that 1-2-2 zone.
Douglas Roberts appealing that he was pushed to the floor. 7 seconds on the shot clock as Memphis adjusts to the new defense. Rose, can he do it again? Can he? Bouncing out, but Dozier goes flying in. Tough pass saved by Rose.
And Rush was right there defensively, did a good job. So Bill Self's defense is what he wanted, but they didn't block out inside. Tougher to rebound defensively in the zone.
Boy, we had the angle on Rose's shot. It looked like right on line.
Yep.
9 rebounds for Dozier. Work it in the paint. Whip it around Taggart. Banks it home.
Taggart has been making big shots throughout this tournament as a sub.
Blocked at the other end by Dozier.
Now you've got to start thinking about fouling some. See if this Memphis team, who all year long has had trouble on the line, can make them in the clutch.
First, Chalmers almost comes away with it. That basket by Taggart, the last time down the floor. This will be a foul on Robinson. That basket by Taggart, the first bench points of the night by the Tigers.
And you can see what Bill Self is going to do now. We're going to have the fouling and see if they can make them in the clutch.
It will be a 1-and-1 coming up with only 2:13 remaining.
And Jim, there is a difference between shooting free throws when you are under 60 and then go to over 70. They have not had to make free throws in tough situations in this great run they've had of shooting over 70%.
Actually, that was only the 16th foul on Kansas, so we're still 1 away. That last foul went against Collins.
And they're
Number 3 on him.
They're trying to commit a foul right away.
They do. That's Rush reaching in and grabbing a hold of Dozier. Sending Dozier to the line for the 1-and-1. The junior from Lithonia, Georgia, who made it to Memphis by way of Laurinburg Prep out in North Carolina, which has, through the years, had produced many of the great players, starting with Charlie Scott for North Carolina. Dorsey's back in. Dorsey, another Laurinburg product.
Yep. I think John has had 7 kids from Laurinburg in his program at one point.
Well, there's the first pressure free throw on the front end of the 1-on-1.
Dozier's 67% on the year. And you know, another thing didn't hurt him with Dorsey on the bench. Dorsey was the poorest free throw shooter they've got. He's back out there now with 2:12 to go. They may be going to use him on defense and get him out on offense.
Bangs them both. 9-point bulge now. It's a 16-4 stretch here for the Tigers.
3-point shots have got to be in order for Kansas.
They were 5 down at halftime. 14-point swing. Chalmers had to give it up. Arthur way outside. Hits the sweet shot for a 2.
But Jim, that's the worst shot you can take in basketball at this time. 1 foot farther out, you've got a 3.
They get an outside shot that comes from one of their biggest players.
Right.
When you're an M&M, don't forget, there might be a large peanut inside you.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom. Go.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Coming out of a Kansas timeout, Billy, give us some strategy.
I think we're going to see 2 things by Kansas. Number 1, they're going to foul to put Memphis on that line, and I think they're going to have to figure out how to get some 3-point shots off a little bit quicker. They have had problem from 3 all night long, but they've got to now set screens and get 3-point shots.
And, of course, with that being part of the mission, they take Dorsey out, does John Calipari, with the poor free throw shooting.
Well, what
he's exhibited.
Yeah, what John's going to do is he's going to substitute offense for defense. You're looking out here, you probably want to put Taggart on the line.
Collins with the steal. He got it over to Chalmers. Back out. Big 3. Collins hits the shot. We're down to 4.
That was the play they needed.
Makes the steal, hits the 3.
Full court pressure here, Jim, and there's a quick foul, but what Memphis might be thinking about is going long against this pressure. 5 Kansas players inside the top of the key. Now we're going to find out.
It will be Anderson at the line. No, it's Douglas Roberts.
Can you make them under pressure? Jimmy, you'll be going to the Masters. You've seen this all your life. Guys can make putts all day long. Now you get on the 18th hole and you got to make one. Can you get it to drop?
The guys that wanted it at that moment And you got to think this is one of them, though.
Absolutely.
Douglas Roberts with a 1-1. His team 7 of 10 tonight. And coolly knocks it down. One more.
Well, the key thing here is to make sure, as a shooter, you don't back off the line. He had a little lean in him there, but he still willed it in.
Calipari calling this the dream team.
Even if he makes it, it's just a 2-possession game still, but I think they need to be looking 3. 2-possession game if they can get 3s.
Will the dream come true, or will Kansas come back? 1:30 to go.
Taking a lot of time to get this shot up.
Chalmers trying to step back, trying to find some open space for a 3. It's not there. That's going to be Dorsey's 5th.
Oh, not a good foul, but Dorsey got caught on the switch. He was out of position. John Calipari holding his head in his hands.
So that's it for Dorsey. The senior walks off the floor for the last time as a Tiger.
Winningest player in Tiger history right there.
Yeah, 125 wins, 126 wins in his career.
Well, we talked about him the other day, showing great leadership, enjoying a game in which he did not score a point, but had 15 critical rebounds and did a terrific job on Love on the inside, holding that outstanding freshman down.
Calipari taking his time, making the change, and it'll be a 1-1 for Kansas coming out of it.
Well, if you are Memphis, you do not want to foul, Jim. You don't want points going up on this scoreboard and have that clock stopped at the same time. So a big mistake on Dorsey's part.
It's Dorsey's mother, Sandra.
How about the sign they put up for him after they beat Georgetown? He got home, and there it was, a Georgetown team back in his home area. Very proud of that victory.
Kansas has made 8 out of 9 at the line tonight. The last 8 have been good. 1-1, Chalmers.
They will be pressing full court. Let's see if John Calipari takes the chance and throwing long here, because there will be a man wide open if he does.
Back to 4, 62-58, Memphis. Double team on Rose. Anderson gets rid of it in a hurry. Douglas Roberts, he wants to get to that free throw line.
You better be careful out there. You've got Chalmers and Robinson, 2 great stealers of the ball. Double teaming him.
Chalmers makes an appeal. He thought he made a clean play. That is on Chalmers, his 3rd. Memphis has hit its last 5 at the line as Darnell Jackson runs out onto the floor for Bill Self's squad.
Well, if you want anybody on the line, you want the Conference Player of the Year, first team All-American player, first team All-Tournament player, All-South Regional. This young man has had a great season.
83% in the tournament at the line, and he shot 60 free throws. 1-1. Not this time.
Dropped his hand down. Did not stay with that shot. You don't need a 3 here.
They're going down low. Arthur puts up the shot, banks it in. Inadvertently rolls around the rim off the glass, down to 2.
And Rose tells everybody get out of the way. He wants the ball in his hands.
Rose is a player who's made his last 13 free throws here at the Final Four.
But, Jim, they will have to give up the ball here. They can't hold it.
Kansas on a 9-2 stretch. Almost. Chalmers. Anderson calls timeout with 44 seconds to go. What a championship night. What a game it's been.
And, Jim, Calipari said to Rose, don't give up the ball.
The bloodlines are unmistakable. The new Cayenne GTS. Porsche, there is no substitute.
44 seconds to go here in San Antonio. Kansas with 1 timeout. Memphis just using 1, still has 3. Arrow and belongs to Kansas. There is Ellen Calipari. She worked in the business office in the athletic department at Kansas when John Calipari went from a volunteer assistant to a full-time assistant. He met her there in Lawrence. And there is Cindy Self. She was a cheerleader at Oklahoma State. Her husband was a 4-year letterman, and they won at Allen Fieldhouse his senior year, and the whole contingent went out, and he met her for the first time, oddly enough, there on that road trip as the Cowboys celebrated in Lawrence.
Don't need to foul now, Jim. We've got an opportunity. Play just solid defense. 16 left in the shot clock.
And Rose wants the ball in his hands like you called for.
Yeah, what they did, they went to a 1-4 offense, just let him keep the ball.
Ball squirts out. Last touch by Kansas. 7 on the shot clock.
Rose won the foul, didn't get it, but you better believe they're going to put it back in his hands. Not a bad idea for Kansas now to double-team Rose so he can't get the touch on the inbounds pass.
Collins is defending Rose. Driving is Douglas Roberts' shot.
Great job by Russ.
Here comes Collins in Kansas. The two will tie it. No whistle at the other end. Memphis with the numbers up ahead. Douglas Roberts will take it to the hole and it'll go to the line.
Jim, in that particular case, unless you have the layup uncontested, keep the ball in your hands and let the clock go by.
What about at the other end with Collins driving?
Well, a lot of activity here. Anderson was that long reach of his, able to hang in there. You know, you think of Kansas with their national championships, 2 losses in the 50s, one to Indiana 69-68, and one to with triple overtime to North Carolina 54-53.
2 shots here, and that one's woefully off the line.
But do you see how he pulled back, Jim?
He's missed his last 2.
He is not staying with the shot. As I said, there's a lot of difference making them when you're up by 20.
Keeps it a 1-possession game. How big is that point that was reviewed and taken away off the Rose shot again? Really missing by a wide margin, but it's Dozier keeping it for the Tigers.
Now they can hold it all the way here.
And a foul first. It'll send Rose to the line. They're in the double bonus. He'll have 2 shots.
Whoa. Wait a second here. Douglas Roberts banged the ball on the floor and bounced it up. The referee's doing a great job here not calling that a technical.
Well, they could have.
They could have, but they didn't, and that was great judgment by the officials. He was mad at himself, not at a call.
Rush committed the foul.
Watch this right here. He is mad at himself for missing those free throws, and that was great judgment.
Eddie Hightower. Eddie Hightower went over, settled them down, but Rose will be coming out of this timeout with 2 shots at the line.
Problem. People everywhere are hooking up their new flat screens to DirecTV, and they're blown away with the picture on all their amazing HD channels. Solution. We go viral. We get on the net, and we blog it out. Ta-da! We're up 800% among suburban tweens. Who just saved Q3?
Switch today and get the most HD channels anywhere. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
People spend too many days with seasonal nasal allergy symptoms like congestion. Only prescription Nasonex is proven to help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion, so you can have more symptom-free days. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing. Nasonex for more symptom-free days.
Ask your doctor about Nasonex.
Jim, as something as fundamental as a blockout, watch what Dozier does to get this rebound. Goes all the way across the lane. The blockout's released. Dozier's long arms gets it and gives Memphis an opportunity.
Now, what will Rose do with the line? Douglas Roberts had been so solid throughout the tournament, but here under pressure, he's missed his last 3. Rose has made his last 13, going back to Saturday's game at the line.
Jim, we talked about it all the time. They weren't concentrating in regular season. Then they started to concentrate, but they didn't have to concentrate under pressure. This is a big deal right here for this freshman.
Kansas just used its last timeout.
Backed off as well.
Wow.
You look at where his feet are compared to where he released the shot. He's back 1.5 feet.
It's called pressure. He's got one more. Kansas, at the very least, will have a shot to tie it with 10.8 seconds.
Stayed with that one.
Kansas has made only 2 threes on the night. They must make one here to extend the game. Collins driving, almost lost the handle. Chalmers for the tie. Got it with 2 seconds. Unbelievable. Dozier at midcourt for the championship. No, we're going to overtime in San Antonio.
Jim, the free throws did it and put Memphis in this kind of a position.
And Calipari will not have Dorsey in the OT. He fouled out.
Oh, and he might, and right now, look at Rose. He's either got a cramp or he hurt his ankle.
What a shot at the top of the key with players draped all over him. Only the third three of the night.
And that was all net, Jim, but again, free throw woes, and we said, can you make them under pressure?
Overtime coming up for the national title.
All right, the game is on the line.
Only way they could go to overtime.
It worked.
Yep. And let's see, Rose is walking better. I think that might have been just a cramp. He looks like he's all right out there, but you made a good point. Dorsey not available. You remember that cheap foul he picked up with about 2 minutes to go at the regulation.
Arthur and Dozier with a tip. And overtime is underway.
Now let's see the defensive setup right here. Collins is going to be on Rose.
First overtime in the championship game since Arizona and Kentucky in 1997. Won by the Wildcats and Rudolphs.
Simon Says game.
Simon Says champions. That's what you said. Oh, a steal. It's Collins. Trying to get past Rush. He's looking over to Rush. Rush waits with the body control. Kansas up 2 in OT.
Great job by Rush to fill that lane.
Timeout. Timeout, Memphis. Kansas comes out with the steal and the Rush basket.
I went up to one of them and I was like, hi, Ron. I mean, hi, Don. And I was going to sit down there and then I thought, I would.
Steve, aren't you the designated driver this morning?
Yeah, I forgot. Here. Hey, I don't have to have a hot breakfast to have a good time.
Yeah, but you're more fun when you do.
Check out the new hot bar in town, the Holiday Inn Express Hot Breakfast Bar.
We gave the C-Class high-strength steel reinforcements. Improved aerodynamics, top and bottom. And 100 years of racing heritage only we can provide. You may not see all that went into making the C-Class, but you will feel it. The C-Class starts at $32,425. Test drive one today.
How about the review? How big it was, Billy? Because this 1 point taken off the board, you don't know how the rest of it would have played out, obviously.
There's the foot inside the line. Now he's going to shoot the jumper, but that foot was part of the release foot. Consequently, he doesn't get credit for a three. The foot was inside the line on the release.
Actually had been credited with a three for a while, but once we had a break in the action, they went over and spent the 2 minutes examining it. At first, they did maintain it was a three. They reconvened, went back, and finally decided it was a two, and on to overtime in this championship game. Now Dozier spinning, putting it up wildly on the floor. Jackson taps it over to Collins. Well, Kansas has the momentum.
And without Dorsey in the game to get that tough inside rebound, Kansas has a huge advantage, particularly with Jackson.
Pass. Taggart trying to make the theft. No, he's out of bounds.
But Kansas knows what it's like to be in a overtime game in a championship. The triple overtimer that they lost to North Carolina.
1957. Remember they had a shot to try to force overtime down in New Orleans in 2003. And
that's right.
Michael Lee's three-point shot was swatted away by Hakeem Warwick. Syracuse Orangemen won the title. This is a 14-3 stretch here by Kansas. They were 9 down with 2 minutes left.
And Jim, the whole thing has to do not only with that shot, but the lack of ability to make in clutch free throws.
Collins had some clutch plays, didn't he? That steal in the three, that was huge. Laying it on the rim, and Arthur knocking it down. Chalmers to Arthur, and Kansas is up 4.
No Dorsey. Tough job to take up space in the paint.
That basket is still shaking at the other end. Arthur has 20 on the night.
This Douglas Roberts wants it, but he's up against a real good defender. Douglas Roberts again. Rush with a hand in there. Anderson with a three. Long. And Jackson. Kansas now has the rhythm. They have the rhythm, and they have Collins, who's powerful with that ball. I like the way they've been distributing it inside. Jim getting that ball in, staying with their half-court offense. Nice job. Now can open up a gap at 2:45 to play in overtime. Chalmers should have been cutting baseline. Gives it back. Arthur swings it over Jackson, and the big guys do it again inside. Again, Joey Dorsey comes up off that bench, knows there's nothing he can do for his team. Another timeout, Memphis. No field goal by Memphis for over 5 minutes. Jayhawks thereafter. Well, you've got to love what Bill Self did, Jim. He had to go ahead and foul and make threes. That was the strategy. When you foul, the other team still has an opportunity to win that game by executing from the line. Memphis did not do it. That's why they find themselves right now in a very precarious position. But still just a two-possession game. Hold call first. Puts him back on the line. That one's on Rush, his third. He has played some great defense. You figure all night long he's been on Chris Douglas Roberts, with the exception of the few times that they went to the box and won. And he has really done a nice job holding you down in the second half. Well, it was Douglas Roberts who first lost the feel, the confidence at the line, and then we saw the same thing happen to Rose. Douglas Roberts, +2. Much better job there. You'd like to have that back in regulation. Yeah, he's saying, I wish I had done that earlier. Down the floor. Free throw shooter, so nobody on that floor is going to be handling that ball as a bad free throw shooter. Slicing through, back out high Collins. We're at the 2-minute mark in overtime. One man who really had to struggle to come back is Collins, but he's playing fresh tonight. 5 on the shot clock, Chalmers. His shot, he hit the tie, not this time. And that's out of bounds. No one touched it off the shot. Back to Memphis. And if you're Memphis, you don't need to be thinking 3 here. 4-point game, 1-year offense. Now, Rose shouldn't take up so much time here. He needs to get into action right away. Rose with the 3. Swatted out to Douglas Roberts. Nice save by Antonio Anderson. They've gone now over 6 minutes without a basket from the floor. Taking too much time to get organized here. Douglas Roberts wants it, kicks it. Dozier. Back to Douglas Roberts. He'll step back for the 3. And Jackson muscles for the rebound. There's Rush left alone. Dozier defending. Shot short. Rush again. This time lays it in. Poor defensive balance. Rush broke early. Back up to 6. Now you got to go 3. Minute to go. Got to go 3. Douglas Roberts, here's you. Here's the shot. Got it. And it's a 3-point game with 56 seconds. 71-68. 1-possession game in the first overtime. Douglas Roberts hits the 3. Memphis trims it to 3. Billy, how about the strategy Kansas about the inbound? Well, look at what we've got here. We've got a differential on the clock, which means Memphis, if they play solid defense, will get the ball back. You do not want to foul here. Just play solid defense. If you're Kansas, I think you still want to go inside with the ball. That's been extremely effective. And they've got on the floor right now, does Kansas, 4 players that all shoot over 74% from the foul line, which is very helpful. Arthur, the only guy shooting under 70% that's on the floor, and he's at 69%.
Douglas Roberts will defend the inbounds pass. Actually going to switch off now. Dozier will come in.
And not guarding the man taking the ball out of bounds. I thought Dozier was not. Now he's going to pick him up.
Over the top to Robinson. The senior snaps it over to Collins.
So you really have 4 ball handlers on the floor right now. That was a dangerous pass.
Dozier almost got there in time. They skip it back over to Chalmers. And they'll send him to the line.
Wow, I was surprised at that. A solid defensive possession, Jim. You've got 3 that you can come back with a 1-possession game. Why put a 70% free throw shooter on the line?
He'll be shooting a 1-on-1. That's only the 9th team foul. That was on Douglas Roberts, his 4th. So Chalmers, after he hit the 3, the Kansas fans will never forget. And then he delivered on the 1-on-1.
I didn't like that strategy.
Chalmers is good again. Kansas has hit its last 11 at the line.
Now you jump to a 2-possession game.
Roderick Stewart. So sad to see him injured. The senior right here on the Final Four floor the day before the semifinal. Now up to 5.
Jim, beautiful stroke on the free throw shot. No pressure whatsoever. Rose has got to bring that and pick that ball up. You can get it.
Well, he waited a while, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I thought he was threatening a 5 count.
Could have had a 5-second call.
Douglas Roberts short with the lay-in. Ball on the floor. Taggart tries to get it over to Rose. Kansas fighting for it too. And the arrow is going to Kansas.
Now, Taggart was going to try to call timeout and probably should have.
It looked like he was trying to get there, trying to get his hands in the timeout position. Right here.
You're right there. You see, he tried to call a timeout and saw a teammate.
Kansas ball with 30 seconds. And a 5-point lead.
And now you've got the 5. Now you got to extend this game as long as possible as a coach. But all the 4 players that are probably going to be touching this ball right now are good free throw shooters.
Collins racing in to come after it. Slips and he's out of bounds. It'll go back to Memphis. He just slipped on the floor.
Came so hard to the ball, Jim, and he is so powerful, but he slipped trying to turn up court. What he's got to realize, just get the ball inbounds.
Jackson back on the floor for Kansas. Taggart returns for Memphis.
Now, if you're Memphis, you don't have to go for a 3. 2 or a 3 will work. Back screen for Dozier on some kind of lob. They don't have it.
How about Rose doing something here in overtime?
He's got to go quickly.
Douglas Roberts. Long with the shot. Collins with the board.
Not a foul.
They get Collins after he passed it away.
This will be 2 now, right, Jim?
It's double bonus the rest of the way.
Yep. That was a pretty good look that Chris Douglas Roberts had on that jump shot, but they didn't need a 3. Collins, the young man, as I said, injured for 6 games this year, was slow to come back, but he came back at the right time and playing at full strength now. A tough man to guard.
He'll walk away from the line as the officials go over to a monitor. Rose has been held scoreless in the overtime.
Well, you see, nobody went at him quickly.
Trying to identify the fouler. Looks like Antonio Anderson.
Jim, there was a situation where 3 or 4 seconds got by before anybody went over and fouled him. Critical time here. Boy, the Memphis kids with their heads down, realizing they were so close to winning this in regulation.
They adjusted the clock a little bit. Put some time back on there at 18.2. So Collins to shoot 2.
Last time Memphis in a championship game, they had UCLA 39-39 at halftime, and then it got
How about that one? Rattling around, spinning around, and dropping. And now the one that can make it a 3-possession game, and almost impossible if he drops it.
That's just good touches. Stay with it.
Yeah.
How many different objects did that hit before it went down? The old Michael Jordan, Larry Bird commercial.
Ties their biggest lead of the night. Memphis, desperation time. They were so close to seeing the dream become a reality. Rose with a 3. No. Rebound, Arthur. Kansas can taste it. They come back from 9 down in regulation. A Kansas comeback for the history books. Rock Chalk Championship. Kansas takes the title.
On the anniversary of Danny and the Miracles, huh?
Mario Chalmers has been named the most outstanding player. For the shot that will make him a Kansas folk hero for a lifetime.
Well, you've got Clyde Lovellette, B.H. Bourne, Wilt Chamberlain won that award, and Danny Manning, so he becomes the 5th Kansas Jayhawk to be the MOP in the Final Four. Here's Danny Manning coming across the court, clapping his hands right now. He knows what it feels like to lead a team to the national championship.
3rd national championship in Kansas history. There he is. A 24-8 stretch after being down by 9 with 2:12 to play. We heard Coach Self say to his team in the locker room before the game, almost every day the rest of your life, you're going to be reminded of this night. And I want to thank all of you in advance for how special this night is going to be.
Had 18. Let's send you back out to San Antonio, where Jim Nantz and Billy Packer are standing by with the brand new national champions of college basketball, the Kansas Jayhawks. Jim.
Well, right, we're here with Coach Bill Self and the national champions from Kansas. From 9 down with just a little more than 2 minutes to go. Coach, how do you describe this one?
I can't. It's, we played, I don't know if we played poorly or they played very well, but our offense was stale and got down 9. And, we got a big break when the 3 went to 2. And nobody knew it at the time. And then we made so many plays down the stretch. And we got the ball in our most clutch player's hands, and he delivered.
And here he is right now, Mario, Super Mario Chalmers. The shot you'll be watching the rest of your life. Tell me about it.
I had a good look at it. Sharon gave me a good pass after they collapsed on him. And when it left my hands, I felt like it was good. It just went in.
Okay, Coach, I got to ask you, before the game, we heard you address the team, and you said, guys, I just want to thank you in advance. This is going to be a special night. You'll be reminded of this night the rest of your lives. And I just want to thank you because I know it's going to be special. What were you thinking at that time when you talked to your team?
Well, I was just trying to script it because I knew it was going to be on TV. So,
well done. You're a good writer.
No, these guys have been fabulous all year long, and Memphis is terrific.
As everyone here reacts to the shot one more time, Billy, you got some guys over there.
Brandon, come on in here. Where's Brandon Rush? B, come on in here. Outstanding performance by this guy on both ends of the floor. And, Bill, we knew that was going to be a special matchup. Did a terrific job on both ends. What did it feel like?
I felt great out there to get out and run and play good defense on CDR. He still got the best of me, but we still came in with the win.
And how about Sherrod back here? Out some this year with a difficult injury. He came back tonight to being not a sub, but a great starter. Terrific job on your part.
I was just trying to come out, man, just do what we needed to do and do whatever Coach told me to do to help his team win. And, man, it's been a hard year for me, but, man, we got great fans. We got a great team and coach style.
Hey, Billy, we got to bring in here for a minute, and, Coach, I want you to talk about him, Roderick Stewart, in uniform tonight, and his Final Four ended early on Friday when he fractured his knee. But here he was today to support his teammates. And, Coach, how about this young man and what it meant to him to be on that bench tonight cheering on his teammates?
Well, he's been great since he's been here. And, You know, he's dealt a pretty bad hand once he got here, but his attitude was positive, and if anything, I think because of his attitude, that allowed our guys to rally around that.
Real quick comment about the heart of Memphis, the Tigers.
They're good, and Cal's a terrific coach, and they played great, and they were very good defensively, and they bothered us all night with their length, and you know that's as good a team, and if we play 10 times, it'd probably go 5-5. We got fortunate late, but really proud of our guys, and if I could say, like Sharon said, our fans are terrific. I mean, they've been so loyal, and I'd really like to thank all the past players and all the past coaches, which has put this program where it is and certainly made my job a lot better.
Coach, there's a one shining moment video dedicated to your team and some nets waiting for you guys to tear them down. Congratulations. Guys, go get them.
Good job, Bill.
Billy Packer.
Enjoyed it. What a game, huh?
It's been great being with you.
Yes, sir.
Once again, my friend. A memorable championship game tonight. One shining moment and more coming up as we continue here on CBS. Kansas, the national champions tonight in overtime.
Championship trophy to Coach Self and the Kansas Jayhawks.
Congratulations, Coach. Take it, guys. Take it.
Unbelievable game, unbelievable finish. Congrats, like Tom said, to the University of Memphis. They played great, but this could not have been scripted better for us. On the 20th anniversary of Danny and the Miracles, Danny gets elected to the Collegiate National Basketball Hall of Fame yesterday. And it's been a remarkable week. We go from the emotions of getting here, which it took everything that these guys had to play like we performed this week. I thought this would be great, and this is a lot better than I thought it would be. Thank you for everything.
Here to extend the game. Collins driving, almost lost the handle. Chalmers for the tie. Got it with 2 seconds. Unbelievable. Dozier at midcourt for the championship. No, we're going to overtime in San Antonio. Memphis, desperation time. They were so close to seeing the dream become a reality. Rose with the 3. No. Rebound, Arthur. Kansas can taste it. They come back from 9 down in regulation. A Kansas comeback for the history books. Rock Chalk Championship. Kansas takes the title.
One of the great championship games of all time. The 7th overtime game in finals history goes to the Kansas Jayhawks, the final 75-68. We remind you, coming up tonight here on CBS, after your late local news, it's The Late Show with David Letterman, followed by The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and still to come, our special tribute to the NCAA tournament, One Shining Moment. Welcome back, everyone, as we celebrate a new national champion, the Kansas Jayhawks. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis.
Ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. And all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows in one shining moment. It's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're time is short and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause in a contest. It's more than a
Raven for three. Oh! Richards finds a cutting Curry. Oh! Young fella!
Lopez shoots and scores. Leaves it for Rogers for three for the win. Western Kentucky. Westbrook for a UCLA win.
Oh my! Win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew. In one shining moment, you reached for the sky. In one shining moment, you knew. Yeah. In one shining moment, you're willing to try. In one shining moment, you knew.
And college basketball's biggest night is underway. Rose in the lane, and yes! Chalmers for the tie. Got it in 2 seconds. Unbelievable.
A Kansas comeback for the history books. Rock Chalk Championship. Kansas takes the title.